Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare Rama Krishna,
Yadavaya Namaha,
Gopala Govinda,
Srimad Sudha,
Mokha Karoti Sataram,
Pangun Langai Tegirim,
Yati Satavan Mande,
Sri Gurum Dinatarinam,
Paramananda Varam,
Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram,
Hare Om Tat Sat.
See from the compilation of Lord Chaitanya, the leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis, Prakashananda Saraswati, implores Lord Chaitanya under the section how all the residents of Varanasi became Vaishnavas. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Līlā 25.15.
ভক্তবাঞ্ছা পূরণার্থ প্রভুর কৃপা বিলাস ভক্ত দুঃখ দেখি প্রভু মনেতে চিন্তিল সন্ন্যাসীর মন ফিরাইতে মন হইল।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted his invitation, and the next day, after finishing his noon-time activities, he went to the Brāhmaṇa's house.
All right, tell me, we've got a bat, tent, key, and sheep. Which one do you want to do?
Charitamrita Adi Līlā 7.58.
Okay, where should I put key? Where do you put middle vowels?
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Līlā 7.59.
নমস্করি গেলা পাদপক্ষালন করি বসিয়া সেই স্থানে।
As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the sannyasis, he immediately offered obeisances, and then he went to wash his feet. After washing his feet, he sat down by the place where he had done so. Purport. By offering his obeisances to the Mayavadi sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly exhibited his humbleness to everyone. Vaishnavas must not be disrespectful to anyone, to say nothing of a sannyasi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches, Amanena Manadena. One should always be respectful to others, but should not demand respect for himself. A sannyasi should always walk barefoot, and therefore when he enters a temple or a society of devotees, he should first wash his feet and then sit down in a proper place. In India, it is still the prevalent custom that one put his shoes in a specified place and then enter the temple barefoot after washing his feet. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an ideal acharya, and those who follow in his footsteps should practice the methods of devotional life that he teaches us. Lord Chaitanya,
he was walking barefoot.
He was walking barefoot.
And naturally, after paying his obeisances
And actually, after paying his obeisances
to the sannyasi,
he
washed his feet.
he washed his feet.
In this way,
In this way,
he was practicing the third verse of the Shikshastaka.
he was practicing the third verse of Shikshastaka.
Be humble,
Be humble,
offer respect to others,
offer respect to others,
not expect any respect for oneself.
not expect respect for oneself. Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, Adi Līlā 7.60.
বসিয়া করিলা কিছু ঐশ্বর্য প্রকাশ মহাতেজময় বপু কোটি সূর্যাবাস
After sitting on the ground, Caitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his mystic power by manifesting an effulgence as brilliant as the illumination of millions of suns. Purport. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa, is full of all potencies. Therefore, it is not remarkable for him to manifest the illumination of millions of suns. Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa is known as Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic powers. Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Kṛṣṇa himself. Therefore, he can exhibit any mystic power. Mayavadi sannyasis
are very attracted to the impersonal Brahma Jyoti,
are very attracted to the impersonal Brahma Jyoti,
the light of the Brahman.
the light of the Brahman.
Lord Chaitanya, by displaying
So Lord Chaitanya, by displaying
his
effulgence,
naturally would be attractive
naturally he would be attractive
to all the Mayavadi sannyasis.
to all the Mayavadi sannyasis. Caitanya Charitamrita, Adi Līlā 7.61.
প্রভাবে আকর্ষিল সব সন্ন্যাসীর মন উঠিল সন্ন্যাসী সব ছাড়িয়া আসন
When the sannyasis saw the brilliant illumination of the body of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, their minds were attracted, and they all immediately gave up their sitting places and stood in respect. Purport. To draw the attention of common men, sometimes saintly persons, acharyas, and teachers exhibit extraordinary opulences. This is necessary to attract the attention of fools, but a saintly person should not misuse such power for personal sense gratification, like false saints who declare themselves to be God. Even a magician can exhibit extraordinary feats that are not understandable to common man. But this does not mean that the magician is God. It is a mostly sinful activity to attract attention by exhibiting mystic powers and then to utilize this opportunity to declare oneself to be God. A real saintly person never declares himself to be God, but always places himself in the position of a servant of God. For a servant of God, there is no need to exhibit mystic powers, and he does not like to do so. But on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a humble servant of God performs his activities in such a wonderful way that no common man can dare try to act like him. Yet a saintly person never takes credit for such actions because he knows very well that when wonderful things are done on his behalf by the grace of the Supreme Lord, all credit goes to the master and not to the servant.
In
1969,
and Srila Prabhupada he see that the Boston Airport.
when Srila Prabhupada was received at the Boston airport.
And the devotees had come
The devotees had come
from Canada, from New York, from various cities.
from Canada, New York, and from various cities.
And when they came, they all paid their obeisances.
When they all came, they all paid obeisances.
And he gave them garlands
They gave him garlands
up to his head.
up to his head.
He would unload the garlands,
He would unload the garlands,
then more garlands would come.
and more garlands would come.
After over, he said the Guru is respected like God,
He said, the Guru is respected like God.
but if he thinks he God,
But if he thinks that he is God,
he's opposite.
he is opposite.
And not D-O-D,
He is not G-O-D.
D-O-G,
He is D-O-G,
dog.
dog. Chai-
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Līlā 7.62.
প্রকাশানন্দ নামে সন্ন্যাসী প্রদান প্রভুকে কহিল কিছু করিয়া সম্মান।
The leader of all the Mayavadi sannyasis present was named Prakashananda Saraswati, and after standing up, he addressed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as follows with great respect. Purport: As Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed respect to the all Mayavadi sannyasis, similarly, the leader of the Mayavada sannyasis, Prakashananda, also showed his respect to the Lord.
Lord Chaitanya offers respect
Lord Chaitanya offered his respect
to all the Mayavadi sannyasis.
to all the Mayavadi sannyasis.
The leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis
The leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis
offered his respect
offered his respect
to Lord Chaitanya.
to Lord Chaitanya. Adi Līlā 7.63.
ইহা আইস শোনহ শ্রীপাদ অপবিত্র স্থানে বৈশ কিবা অবসাদ।
Please come here, Your Holiness. Why do you sit in that unclean place? What has caused your lamentation? Purport: Here is the distinction between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati. In the material world, everyone wants to introduce himself as very important and great. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced himself very humbly and meekly. The Mayavadis were sitting in an exalted position, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat in a place that was not even clean. Therefore, the Mayavadi sannyasis thought that he must have been aggrieved for some reason, and Prakashananda Saraswati inquired about the cause for his lamentation.
All the sannyasis are sitting in a raised area.
All the sannyasis were sitting in a raised area,
Lord Chaitanya sat down
but Lord Chaitanya sat down
in an area that was not even clean.
in an area that was not even clean.
So the leader of the sannyasis
So the leader of the sannyasis
has to come
in
their midst. Lord Chaitanya's strategy
And Lord Chaitanya's strategy
was most
appropriate. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Līlā 7.64.
প্রভু কহে আমি হই হীন সম্প্রদায় তোমা সবার সভায় বসিতে না জুয়ায়।
The Lord replied, I belong to a lower order of sannyasis. Therefore, I do not deserve to sit with you. Purport: Mayavadi sannyasis are always very puffed up because of their knowledge of Sanskrit and because they belong to the Shankara Sampradaya. They are always under the impression that unless one is a Brāhmaṇa and a very good Sanskrit scholar, especially in grammar, one cannot accept the renounced order of life or become a preacher. Mayavadi sannyasis always misinterpret all the sastras with their word jugglery and grammatical compositions. Yet Shripad Sankaracharya himself condemned such jugglery of words in the verse Prapte sannihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukrin karane. Dukrin refers to suffixes and prefixes in Sanskrit grammar. Shankaracharya warned his disciples that if they concern themselves only with the principles of grammar, not worshipping Govinda, they were fools who would never be saved. Yet, in spite of Sripad Sankaracharya's instructions, foolish Mayavadi sannyasis are always busy juggling words on the basis of strict Sanskrit grammar. Mayavadi sannyasis are very puffed up if they hold the elevated sannyasi title, Tirtha, Ashrama, or Saraswati. Even among Mayavadis, those who belong to the other sampradayas and hold other titles such as Vana, Aranya, or Bharati are considered to be lower grade sannyasis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyasa from the Bharati Sampradaya, and thus he considered himself a lower sannyasi than Prakashananda Saraswati. To remain distinct from Vaishnava sannyasis, the sannyasi of the Mayavadi Sampradaya always think themselves to be situated in a very much elevated spiritual order. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in order to teach them how to become humble and meek, accepted himself as belonging to a lower sampradaya of sannyasis. Thus, he wanted to point out clearly that a sannyasi is one who is advanced in spiritual knowledge. One who is advanced in spiritual knowledge should be accepted as occupying a better position than those who lack such knowledge. The Mayavadi Sampradaya sannyasis are generally known as Vedantis, as if Vedanta were their monopoly. Actually, however, Vedanti refers to a person who perfectly knows Kṛṣṇa, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Vedaisya sarverhang eva vedya. By all the Vedas, it is Kṛṣṇa who is to be known. The so-called Mayavadi Vedantis do not know who Kṛṣṇa is. Therefore, their title of Vedanti or knower of Vedanta philosophy is simply a pretension. Mayavadi sannyasis always think of themselves as real sannyasis and consider sannyasis of the Vaishnava order to be brahmacharis. A brahmachari is supposed to engage in the service of a sannyasi and accept him as his guru. Mayavadis sannyasis therefore declare themselves to be not only gurus but Jagat Gurus, or the spiritual masters of the entire world. Although, of course, they cannot see the entire world. Sometimes they dress gorgeously and travel on the backs of elephants in procession, and thus they are always puffed up, accepting themselves as Jagat Gurus. Srila Rupa Goswami, however, has explained that Jagat Guru properly refers to one who is the controller of his tongue, mind, words, belly, genitals, and anger. Prithivim sa sishyat. Such a Jagat Guru is completely fit to make disciples all over the world. Due to false prestige, Mayavadi sannyasis who do not have these qualifications sometimes harass and blaspheme a Vaishnava sannyasi who humbly engages in the service of the Lord.
Chaitanya as a perfect acharya or teacher.
Lord Chaitanya, as the perfect acharya and teacher,
are teaching all the puffed up Mayavadi sannyasis
So teaching to the puffed up Mayavadi sannyasis
how to be humble.
how to be humble.
So Prabhupada,
Srila Prabhupada,
he didn't like to be called
he didn't like to be called
Jayapataka
the Jagat Guru
because
because
the Mayavadi sannyasis
the Mayavadi
made the
sannyas
title very cheap.
because the Mayavadi sannyasis, they thought the title were very cheap.
But actually Prabhupada was a real spiritual master of the whole world.
But actually, Prabhupada is the real spiritual master of the whole world.
He traveled all over the world.
He traveled all over the world.
Had some disciples of all the different continents.
And he has disciples from all different continents.
So he was the real Jagat Guru.
So he was the real Jagat Guru.
But he didn't like this term as they had made it very cheap.
But he didn't like this term as they made it very cheap.
How many more verses?
5 verses, 6 verses, sorry.
Stop here?
6 verses.
Yeah, we can stop here. 6 more verses are there. We can do it tomorrow late.
That's true. Let's stop here.
So, okay, we'll stop here.
This is a very important chapter
These are very important chapters
because actually it was placed earlier in the Caitanya Guru.
Actually, it was placed earlier in the Chaitanya Charitamrita
because
the
teachings of Lord Caitanya
the teaching of Lord Chaitanya
to the Mayavadis
to the Mayavadis
are so important.
was so important.
They tend to be very influenced by the Mayavadi sannyasis.
We tend to be influenced by the Mayavadi sannyasis.
How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
very humbly he came in the midst of
how
Mayavadi sannyasis.
he very humbly came in the midst of all the Mayavadi sannyasis.
And they all stood up
And they all stood up
and respect him.
and respect him.
Thus end part 1 of compilation of the Lord Chaitanya session. The leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis, Prakashananda Saraswati, implores Lord Chaitanya under the section how all the residents of Varanasi became Vaishnavas. No announcement. Dear devotees, Guru Maharaj welcomes you on his virtual table. Let's see what is the quote today. Srila Prabhupada said in a lecture on February 18, 1969 that otherwise why should they buy our books? But they can see that our boys and girls, devotees, are so much sincere and serious to distribute the message of Krishna consciousness. They are at once struck by seeing them and therefore they appreciate and purchase. This is unique in the world. Perhaps we are the only sincere persons on this whole planet. At least our books are not releasing anyone else. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Today following Guru Maharaj in the book distribution, Bala, Chandra, Vinita, and Bala, one Bhagavad Gita, one small book, rest of the Govindadas, 5 small book from Warangal, Balaji. have further is Nanda Jivan Govardhan the stream, and as Gopala Kṛṣṇa Goswami COVID, we have Anne and Zia Chun who left their bodies in and sold their marine mother of Devi Dasi in Bala has had second replace of stroke, and we also have Parito Devi Dasi COVID. If it protect all these thank you. Birthday, Madhavi, Manju, Rupa, Devidasi. Guru Maharaj is blessing your special birthday. Very beautiful. Gaurnita Sundar, and is cutting your cake virtually and feeding you. Thank you very much. And is blessing you. Nithai Gaurer Matirastu. Then we have Jagannath Kirtananda Das. Wow, your birthday, your child's your birthday, okay.
我说的是脸书的那个，
and
大家不用着急，就待在这儿就可以。我是同时在这个脸书上也在转播，我是跟脸书上的观众说的。
Radha Krishna Matirastu. Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Jalangi Mataji.
Yes.
Are you there?
Hare Krishna. I am here.
Yeah, please unmute and.
Yes, I am unmuted.
Visit the home Kasadesh along with Guru.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We can't hear Guru Maharaj now.
Can you hear now?
And now we can hear. Yes.
Okay. Yes, Jalangi Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I'm ready. Now I am seeing Guru Maharaj. We can spotlight the Kashadesh devotees.
I see that.
Oh, Guru Maharaj. Chara Madhavi Mataji, Hare Krishna. She's offering flowers to Guru Maharaj. Kṛṣṇa Matirastu, Haribo, Hare Krishna. Oh, also with milk, bread, and fruits. Haribo, Hare Krishna. Hari Priya Ganga Mataji, Hare Krishna, Diksha disciple. She's offering so many bananas to Guru Maharaj. Radha Kṛṣṇa Matirastu, Haribo, Hare Krishna. Looks like special Chinese bread also. Hare Krishna. 请接受来自于施乐 Guru Maharaj 的祝福。Caitya Guru Mataji. Hare Krishna. Today is a special festival in China, like almost a small New Year. So she prepared a special porridge on this occasion and all kinds of sweets and special Chinese murukku and bread.
Murukku, right?
Yes, Chinese murukku. Looks like braids in the front side. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, 请接受 Guru Maharaj 的祝福。Hare Krishna, 感恩您的参加。Sorry, Guru Maharaj, I cannot see names today. 今天我不知道为什么看不到大家的名字。感谢你的供奉。请接受来自 Srila Guru Maharaj 的祝福。Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, Hare Krishna. She's offering special bread. Follow the Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Apples, oranges to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rasarati Mataji, Hare Krishna. She's offering bananas and oranges to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, Hare Krishna. Saraswati Mataji, Hare Krishna, sheltered disciple. She's offering her super big, loving grapefruit to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo. Sitala Mataji, Hare Krishna. She's offering a whole plate of fruits to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, Hare Krishna. From Lord Nrsimhadev. Yashoda Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna. 请接受来自 Guru Maharaj 的祝福。Radha Krishna Matirastu. Oh, she's offering flowers and a feast to Guru Maharaj. Haribo, Hare Krishna. All kinds of sabjis. Hare Krishna. Although not Chinese devotee, not Kashadish devotee, but also can take blessings from Guru Maharaj. Vrindavan Mataji, Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna Matirastu. She's offering all kinds of nuts and chrysanthemum flowers to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo, Hare Krishna. Now it's midnight in Kashadish. More than 12 o'clock. 长时间特殊仁慈 Hare Krishna, special mercy, long time darshan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj garland and the fruits unto you. Hare Krishna. Thank you for such special mercy. Hare Krishna. Jayapataka Mataji, Haribo, she's offering special cherries and fruits to and looks like dates to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu, Haribo, Hare Krishna. Rajeshwar Guru Prabhu, back to you. Looks like a birthday blessing. Please accept Guru Maharaj's blessings. Radha Krishna Matirastu, Haribo, Hare Krishna, beautiful cake. Haribo, Hare Krishna. Thank you for Pushpanjali and the beautiful cake. Radha Krishna Matirastu, Haribo, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please accept Guru Maharaj's blessings. Haribo, thank you for the fruits offering. Radha Krishna Matirastu, Haribo. Oh, flowers and other nice prasadam. Hare Krishna. Long time, special mercy. Hare Krishna.
Экопремия Гопи Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришна Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за подношение. Рада Кришна Матирасту. Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж. It is Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Darshan and their Mahaprasadam to you. For you, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Рада Кришна Матирасту. Экопремия Гопи Матаджи Рада Кришне Матирасту, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Особое благословение вам. Гаурапад Прабху, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за подношение. Особое благословение вам долгое, Гаурапад Прабху. Мадхура Гопика, Нитай и Ананга Манджари, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за чудесное подношение. Нилачала Пранешвари, Юва Прабху и Дамаянти, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за подношение. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Рада Рупи Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Спасибо, что присоединились. Мантра Анандини Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо за чудесное подношение. Спасибо, что присоединились. Ямуна Лилавати, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо за подношение. Экаништха Ишода Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо за подношение. Спасибо, что присоединились. Экарани Рукмини, Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет тебя. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединилась. Спасибо за подношение. Локапалика Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Таптаканчини Радха, Падмини Радха и Мукунда Вилас Прабху, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. И Тарини Гаури, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо за подношение. Спасибо, что присоединились. Харе Кришна. Особое вам благословение долгое. Экагавинда Прия Матаджи и Уджвала Прада Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за подношение. Таруни Шашикала, Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет тебя. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединилась. Особое благословение долгое. Уджвала Прада Матаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Так, это у нас Хари Кришна. Да. Так, все повыскочило из головы имя, прошу прощения. Рада Кришне Матирасту, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Особое долгое вам благословение. Так, это у нас Джахнава. Джахнава, да? Да. Я не знаю, почему у меня выскочило имя, прошу прощения. Нитай Гор Прабху, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришне Матирасту. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за подношение. Сегодня долгие благословения для вас, дорогие преданные. Birthday blessings, Shyam Das Sagar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj, blessing you. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Thank you for your offering. Happy birthday. Amrita Shri Rupa Mataji, Guru Maharaj благословляет, Guru Maharaj gives you blessings. Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Priya Radhe Mataji, Hare Krishna. She's offering special porridge, apples, strawberries to Guru Maharaj. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. Audarya Līlā Mataji, please unmute yourself. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please host. Radha Krishna Matirastu. Haribo.
Лила Прия Хиниматаджи, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Кришна Армати расту. Спасибо, что присоединились. До этого Экешвари Джахнава у нас была. Гуру Махарадж благословляет. Рада Кришна Армати расту. Харе Кришна. Экешвари Ревати была раньше. Upabala Prabhu, Guru Maharaj, blessing you, Radha Krishna Matirastu. Thank you for joining.
Right now in the gallery view, like Siddheshwari, Chitta Devi Dasi and others, please offer your offerings. Toki, Līlā, Premeshwari is the Guru Maharaj. Premeshwari is offering, yeah, Premeshwari is offering. And so Guru Maharaj is accepting all your offerings and simultaneously blessing all of you. Santa Gopi, Madhavi Bhatte, Ananta Sri Nitai Das, Tapta Kanchana Radha, Nitai Chandra, Radha Jivan Krishna Das, Līlā Radhika, Krishna Dham, Dharma Das. So Guru Maharaj is giving a gallery darshan to one another simultaneously. Anuradha Achutya, Guru Maharaj is accepting the offering and blessing you. Kayarani, Guru Maharaj is accepting your offering and blessing you. Kṛṣṇa Matirastu. Another 2 pages, 4 and 5.
Okay. Guru Maharaj almost finished.
Yeah, 5 pages, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Thank you one and all.
Go up.
Go up. Next page.
Up. 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 Up.
Lalitangi, Radha Devi Dasi, Sevananda Chaitanya Das, vegetable fried rice, Gopi Manjuran, Guru Maharaj offering, blessing, Asirvadam Pandrar, Radha Krishna Matirastu. Lavanyamayi Induleka, Shanto Gopi, Ravi Janardhan, Guru Maharaj blessing all of you, Krishna Matirastu, Eka Premi Gopi. And the Dinashrestha family, Antima Das, Damadash Nitai Chandra, Guru Maharaj blessing all of you, Krishna Matirastu. Kayarani, Sushanta Brajesh, Līlā Priya, Guru Maharaj blessing all of you, Krishna Matirastu. USA, blessing you. Kṛṣṇa Matirastu. Mostly Russian and Kasadesham Vyata.
Yeah, almost finished, Guru Maharaj.
Finish Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Pratyush Prakash and Alka and Dhruva Patel. Guru Maharaj blessing you. Kṛṣṇa Matirastu. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.